Hello everyone. Homework problem from 8.2, testing a claim about a proportion. In this we're going to go through the hypothesis testing steps and come to a conclusion about whether to reject or fail to reject the null hypothesis. So in a study of 813 randomly selected medical malpractice lawsuits, it was found that 490 were dropped or dismissed. Use a 0.01 significance level to test the claim that most medical malpractice lawsuits are dropped or dismissed. All right, we'll begin, and we're going to look at steps 1, 2, and 3 together. And this is dealing with writing the hypothesis. I'm going to abbreviate, putting it in symbolic form. And this is writing the original hypothesis and putting it in symbolic form, and then we write out our null and our alternative hypothesis. So what I'm told is that claim that most medical malpractice lawsuits are dropped. The key word there is most, meaning it should be greater than 0.5. So I know that P is supposed to be greater than 0.5. So there's my original. And then to write the opposite of it, to contain all of our data, I'm going to say this. And what that allows me to set up and do is I do my null hypothesis, and I am going to say that P, because the null deals with equality, P is equal to 0.5. And my alternate hypothesis is going to be P is greater than 0.5. Again, my alternate does not have equality written in it. And this symbol tells me which test I'm going to do. I am going to do a right-tailed test. Step 4 is my significance level. No calculating. It's given to me. I know that alpha equals 0.01. Let's see, step 5 deals with the test statistic. And for that I have to do some calculating. So what I have been given, the information up here, is going to deal with the proportion. I'm given numbers that I can find a proportion for. So it's just a matter of calculating. And in this, I know that first thing I like to do is write out my formula to verify that the data that I'm going to that I need is, I can look at it right here. So I know n is 813, and my x is, where you at, 490. My x is 490. So I know that p hat is 490 divided by 830. Let me slide this up some. So 490 divided by 830. Oops, 813, sorry. 490 divided by 813 will give me 0.6027. P equals 0.5, so therefore Q, 1 minus 0.5 is Q, 1 minus P. So there's my P and Q. I have, let's see, I have my N, I have my P, my Q, and my P hat. So now all I need to do is take that for step 6, being able to turn around, and once I calculate my z value find my p-value, and I'm using the p-value method for this with using my proportion and my z-score. So z equals 0.602706, and I always take it out a few. It's like two people made these questions, and some of them use the full value of your p hat in order to get the right answer, and others round it off. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Whoops. Minus. Sorry, I'm thinking about that. And you can't tell which question is which. I know. Joy. Minus p 0.5 square root of, that'll be 0.25 over n. N was 813. So let's type that in. There I have that. So minus 0.5 divided by the square root of 0.25 divided by 813. And I end up, that's a large z-score, 5.86. And with that, I'll just come over here to the side. I like to make my diagram. And what I'm looking at is a z-score over here of 5.86, and this is what I'm interested in. Okay, this is what I'm interested here. Whenever I look up this z-score, z equals 5.86 is going to correlate to a probability or an area underneath there of, and they don't go ever to 100%, so 0.9999. This is what this is. Remember, I read from left to right, so what this is this. This is my 0.9999. So what I have to do is I have to take that 1 minus 0.9999 equals 0.0001. This right here is what's actually that critical area. In most of your problems, what they're going to do is they're going to have you round to 3 decimal places. So your answer for this will be that. This is your p-value. Sorry, I should have written that up there like I was doing with others. What we're doing is we're looking at our p-value. This is my p-value right here. Now to step 7 and 8. And what we have is if the p-value is less than or equal to alpha, we reject H naught. And whenever the p-value is greater than alpha, we fail to reject H naught. So what I do is I write down my p-value, so 0.00, and then I write down 0, and then I write down what my significance is, 0.01. So with this, I reject the null hypothesis. And what this is saying is that there is sufficient evidence to support the claim. Okay, so there is sufficient evidence to support the claim that most medical malpractice lawsuits are dropped or dismissed. So there is sufficient evidence, meaning that whenever we reject this, we're not saying that this is true. We're not saying it's true. We're saying that we're rejecting this one. But in the context, there is sufficient evidence to support the claim, but we're not saying, oh, it is true. It's just how statistics is. That's why it's so difficult with some of the stuff that they present, like about global warming. Some things you say, okay, yes, it is, but whenever they definitively say that their numbers prove this, that's not entirely true. With statistics, if you notice from some of your results, the videos and reading, what you're doing is that you're simply saying, I reject this based off of just this one hypothesis test that I've performed. Okay, guys. So please watch the publisher's videos, critically think and structure your homework, and good luck on your remaining homework problems.